Hey everyone, welcome back for another episode of the Owl Talk podcast. I'm your host, Drew Carpenter. This week we have the pleasure of chatting with Director of Field Support, Todd Miller, regarding our new endeavor for Sigma Pi, the Contracted Recruiter Program. Welcome to the podcast, Todd.
Hey Drew, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, thanks for being on. Go ahead and jump into a couple of questions here. First, what can you tell us about the Contracted Recruiter Program?
Well, Drew, it's the brainchild of several different people, but we came up with the idea of using students to recruit students instead of staff members going to campuses after they graduate. That way they'll be able to relate more to each other. They'll feel free to ask questions to each other that otherwise they might not have asked. But we've been able to designate people on the quarter system to go to schools that are on the semester system with recharting at campuses or going back or going to a new campus. And we're also going to go to colonies and help them grow and hopefully getting them to charter. That's our hope, and that's our goal for this fall.
It certainly sounds like an exciting program, and I'm sure that many of our groups receiving this level of support are anticipating these other students, their peers, to come and help them out on their campuses. So certainly a cool concept.
Yes.
My second question for you. So you've already got your team established for this fall. What background can you give us on some of these individuals and what chapters are represented?
Drew, right now we have 2 chapters that are participating in the program for us this fall. One is Eta Upsilon at UC Irvine and Theta Omega from Middle Tennessee State University. We've got brothers with first-year experiences all the way to fifth-year seniors, all different degrees and backgrounds, some accounting, economics, some in the medical field, some in the marketing field, some in the political science field. So we have a wide array of backgrounds, and we're looking forward to being able to put them with people that may be in the same studies that they are, bridge that gap and open some people up that we might can gain some new members from each individual's background.
Well, I think your answer is a good segue into my next question. What are some of the objectives and goals for this program?
Well, from the recruiter standpoint, we are looking for them to, of course, recruit new members that possibly we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. They're going to be able to recruit 24/7, where when you're on a campus and other fraternities are actually going to class, we're going to be able to table all day long. We're not going to miss any opportunities in between classes where some of the other chapters may. But the biggest thing we want them to do is we want them to help coach our new members. We want to show them how to hold weekly chapter meetings and hold recruitment events and alumni events in their area. Show them how to report and the dates that are expected for regular reports back to the executive office, and sometimes universities require reporting. We want to make sure that they understand that we're building a relationship with the university as well as our individual chapters. But we're going to be training them in several different areas, Omega Phi, Chapter Builder, Slack, just to name a few. And although that seems like a lot, you have to go back to remember this is what they're doing on their own campus. So all they're doing is sharing what they've already started. It's not something new they're trying to invent. And we're going to use years and years of history of stuff that we have developed over our 126 years and take those 4 members to where we are today, over 100,000 to hopefully over 150 to 200,000 in the next 10 years.
That certainly sounds like it's no small feat. Does not sound like a small feat by any means.
No, sir.
But yeah, we're working on it. You and I are working on this together, so I know I'm a little more in the know on some of those concepts. But I think that one last question that could help bring the rest of our members, our listeners, into the loop on this. Looking ahead to the end of this fall semester, what do you hope to learn from this program? What does it look like for spring of 2024?
Drew, we have several things that we want to look at. First of all, we want to make sure that everybody's safe, that we do have a great experience for our contracted recruiters. We want to make sure we get them to their designated assignments and back home safely. We want to see growth in our new member program. We have been stagnant since COVID. We're back up to above pre-COVID numbers, and that's a good sign that the fraternal world is starting to grow again, which we all are excited about. We also feel that we'll be able to tweak the timelines. We'll be able to look to see if 2 weeks are better than 4 weeks, or maybe some places we need to go 6 weeks. And we hope that other chapters that would like to participate in this program, there are those who take semesters off. There's those who take quarters off. And they might want to get involved in this opportunity to learn a new skill set, an opportunity for them to make a little money, an opportunity for them to add it to their resume as a paid position, a job, a new skill set that they've added to the repertoire when they go out into what we call the real world, and help them get a job that they're going to have fun doing. It is an opportunity for our undergrads to participate and help others all over the country. And hopefully in spring of 2024, we do have a couple of chapters that we're returning to. And we also hopefully will have a couple of chapters that may reach out and say, hey, this worked at this chapter. Can we try it at our chapter? And of course, our answer is going to be a resounding yes. We want our organization to grow. We want it to be stable. We want it to be able to develop over time. As time changes, we want to be ahead of the curve. As far as we know, from what we've heard from the people we've discussed it with, we're the only organization that is putting this project out there. So there are a lot of people looking. There's a lot of people watching and see how it goes. And we're going to be the one to say, first and foremost, we started it. We had the idea. We had the staff to do it. We implemented a new program. And we're hoping at the end of the day, we can say it has been highly, highly successful for Sigma Pi Fraternity.
Todd, our team has put a lot of time into planning and logistics for this fall semester. I know you've been on the road recruiting these recruiters. We've sat at our desks for many hours and worked on all these plans. So I know we're extremely excited here in the executive office to get these students out on the road this fall and see how this pans out. And I'm sure that we're going to have some information to report back on here in the future. Because as you said, plenty of people are looking at us right now. I want to know how this fall works out. So for our listeners out there, we're excited to report back here in a few months and let you know how fall of 2023 really went. But in the meantime, I would say that'll wrap up today's episode. Thank you for joining us for the Owl Talk podcast. And thank you, Todd, for sharing this new program with us.
Thank you, Drew. It's an exciting time for Sigma Pi.
For everyone listening, make sure to hit subscribe and please leave a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. And as always, I believe.